For our word problems today, we have a lot of different ways that you can solve these types of problems. So I want to talk you through some of the different ways that you might have done so, or also allow you a chance to go back and revise using one of these different strategies. But what I want you to look at for the next 5 seconds or 10 seconds is, what are you noticing is the same or different between these strategies? Where are the numbers starting? Where do they end? What is the action of the problems? Where is the answer being found? And then I'm going to really draw us into a conversation around how the answers are able to be gotten using different actions. So just take another few seconds to look through and start making some noticings. And if you need more time, you can always press pause and continue your thinking and then go on when you're ready. So this first strategy, using a number line, I started at 64 because that was the least number, and then went up to 116. I knew that Davis rode for 64 minutes, and if I'm thinking of a linear timeline, Davis stopped at 64 minutes and Holden kept riding for 116. But the question is, how many more minutes did Holden ride his bike? So I know that I'm counting this in between, the time between when Davis stopped and when Holden stopped. And so making those friendly jumps, jump 10 to 74, 84, 94, 104, 114, and then just 2 more to get to 116. And I found my answer again in that middle. I added up to get the answer in the middle, which was 52. Next way to show, same strategy, starting at 64, adding up to 116, but I used equations. I also made bigger jumps. I jumped 40 to get to 104 right away. And then 104 plus another 10 got me to 114. And then I just added the 2 to get to 116 and then found that answer again in the middle. Then looking over here, this is where we're getting some different ways of representing as well as solving. So these two problems I solved by starting at 116, by starting at that bigger number. And with this purple problem, I subtracted until I got to 64. So working my way back on the number line instead of up, working my way back. So I first, again, took away 16 to make that friendly number of 100. Then I jumped a big jump of 30 to get to 70, 70 minus 5 to 65, and then 65 minus 1 got me 64. And then again, that answer was in the middle. I'm solving for the time between when Davis stopped and when Holden stopped. I put a little asterisk here because I really want to draw your eyes to this one. Here I subtracted again, and knowing you can either add up to your number or you can subtract down to that other number and finding your answer in the middle. But here I subtracted and I found my answer at the end. And the number that I subtracted was Davis's total, was his 64, 40, 50, 60, and 4. So I ended up starting with Holden's number and I subtracted Davis's and I found my answer at the end. This does not match the story, but it is a way to solve this problem. The next problem, Gwenny and Olivia were measuring the hair on their troll dolls. Oh my goodness, I love trolls so much. Princess Poppy. Gwenny's troll hair is 38 centimeters and Olivia's troll hair is 93 centimeters. How much shorter is Gwenny's troll hair than Olivia's? So again, always starting with that number line because that really helps me to visualize that distance. So if Gwenny's troll is 38 and Olivia's is 93, and I'm wondering how much shorter, I'm working back on that number line. So I jumped back a bunch of 10s until I got to 43. And then I took away that 3 to get that friendly number of 40 and then 2 more. And my answer was again in that middle, 55. Here I did equations, taking away and finding my answer in the middle, stopping when I got to 38. So I jumped back 50, got me to 43. 43 minus 3 to 40, 40 minus 2 to 38, and then added up that middle part, 55. Over here, I'm going to let you have a few seconds to see. What are you noticing is the same or different? You can always pause if you need more time. So here, I'm taking away the smaller number. I'm taking away Gwenny's number, just like how I did with the Holden and Davis problem. Starting at that longer, and I took away the 38 and I found my answer at the end. It does not match the problem type, but it is a way to get your answer by taking away that other total. So having those two totals and taking away from the larger total, and I am able to find that extra. This last one, noticing that the action is addition. Now I'm not adding these two numbers together, 38 and 93. That would give me a bigger number. I'm still trying to find the distance between the two and how much shorter. So here I'm at 38, the shorter, and I'm adding up to the longer total. And so I jumped 30 to get, again, to that friendly. I knew my doubles fact, 68. 68 plus 2 got me to a friendly number of 70. 70 plus 20 to 90, and then 90 plus 3 got me to that big number. And I found my answer in the middle here. So I have 3 ways that I found the answer in the middle, and then another way where I found the answer at the end. I know that in all of these problems, I can add up to, or I can subtract down to, or I can take away from. So there's lots of ways that you're able to do this as long as you're